Give me thy torch, boy, hence and stand aloof, yet put it out, for I would not be seen. Under yon yew trees lay thee all along, holding thine ear close to the hollow ground, so shall no foot upon the churchyard tread, being loose, unfirm, with digging up of graves. But thou shalt hear a whistle then to me, as signal that thou hearest something approach. Give me those flowers as bid thee go.
I am almost afraid to stand alone. Here in the churchyard, yet I will adventure.
Sweet flower with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. O woe, thy canopies dust and stones. With sweet and water nightly I will do, or wanting that with tears distilled by moans. The obsequies that I for thee will keep, nightly shall bestrew thy grave and weep. The boy gives warning, something doth approach. With cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obsequies in true love's right. With what with a torch, muffle me night awhile.
Give me that mattock and wrenching iron. Hold, take this letter early in the morning. See thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light. Upon thy life I charge thee, whatever thou hearst or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend into this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment. Therefore hence be gone. But if thou, jealous, dost return to pry in what I farther shall intend to do, by heaven I will tear thee joint by joint, and through this hungry churchyard with my limbs, and time in my intents are savage wild, more fierce and more exorable far, and empty tigers o'er the roaring sea.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So shalt that show me friendship, take thou that. Live and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow.
For all the same, I'll hide my hair about. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of earth, thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and despite I cram thee with more food.
That is that banished haughty Montague, that murdered my love's cousin, with which grief it is supposed the fair creature died. And here is come to do some villainous shame. To dead bodies I will apprehend them. Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must, indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon these gone. Let them affright thee. I beseech thee, youth, put not another sin upon my head, by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone! By heaven, I love thee better than myself, for I come hither armed against myself. Stay not, be gone, live, and hereafter say a madame's mercy bid thee run away.
I do defy thy commination, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy!
Oh Lord, they fight. I will go call the watch.
Oh, I am slain. If thou merciful, open the tomb. Lay with me, Juliet.
In faith I will. Let me pursue this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble county Paris. What said my man when I bestowed soul? Did not attend him as we rode? I think he told me Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so, or did I dream it so? Or am I mad, hearing him talk of Juliet, to think I was so? Oh, give me thy hand, one writ with me in sour misfortune's book. I'll bury thee a triumphant grave. A grave? Oh no, a lantern slaughtered youth, for here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence of full life. Death, thou there, by dead man interred. That's close enough. How oft when men are at the point of death have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightning before death? Oh, how may I call this a lightning? Oh, my love, my wife, death that sucked the honey off thy breath hath no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered, beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not yet advanced there. Tybalt liest thou there in thy bloody sheet. Oh, what more favor can I do thee than with the hand of thy cut in twain to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Ah, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsustainable death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorrent monster keeps thee here in the dark to be his paramour, for fear that I still will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim light depart again. Here I will remain with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here I will set up my everlasting rest, and sate the yoke of inconspicuous stars from world's weird flesh. Eyes look at your last, arms take your last embrace, and lips, oh, the doors of breath seal with a righteous kiss and dateless bargain of engrossed death. Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide, thou desperate pilot, now at once run on the dashing rocks thy seasick wary bark. Here's to my love. O true acroparchy, the drugs are quick, thus with a kiss I die.
St. Francis, be my speed. How oft tonight? Have my old feet stumbled at graves? Who's there?
Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Bliss be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yon that vainly leads his light? To grubs and eyeless fools, as I discern it beneath in the capitol's monument.
It doth so, holy sir, and there's my master, one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long hath he been there?
Full half an hour.
Go with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death if I did stay to look on his intents.
Stay then, I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill, unthrifty thing.
As I did sleep under this yew tree here, I dreamt my master another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo, alack, alack.
Just got it.
Romeo, alack, alack. What blood is this which stains the stony entrance of the sepulchre? What mean these masterless and gory swords to lie discolored by this place of peace? Romeo, oh pale, who else? What, Paris too, and steep in blood? Ah, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable friar, where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
I hear some noise, lady, come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict. Hath thwarted our intents. Come away. Thy husband and thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet, I dare no longer stay.
Go get thee hence, for I will not away. What's here? A cup closed in my true love's hand? Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. O churl, drunk all and left no friendly drop, to help me after I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them, to make me die with a restoration. Thy lips are warm.
Lead, boy, which way?
Yeah, noise, then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger, this'll be thy sheath. There rust and let me die.
This is the place, there where the torch doth burn.
The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you, where you find attach. Pitiful sight. Here lies the county slain, and Juliet bleeding, Warman newly dead. Who here hath lain these 2 days buried? Go tell the prince, run to the Capulets, raise the Montagues, search, some others search. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of these piteous woes we cannot without the circumstance describe.
Here's Romeo's man. We found him in the churchyard.
Hold him in safety till the prince come hither.
Here is a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took this mattock and this spade from him, as he was coming from the churchyard side.
A great suspicion stay the friar too.
What misadventures is so early up that calls a person from her morning rest?
What should it be that is so shrieked abroad?
Oh, the people in the street cry, Romeo, some Juliet, and some Paris, and all run with open outcry toward our monument.
What fear is this which startles in our ears?
Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before Warman new killed.
Search, seek, and now how this fool murders come.
Here is a friar, a slaughtered Romeo's man, with instruments upon them to open these dead men's tombs.
O heavens, O wife, look how our daughter bleeds. This dagger hath mistaken for, lo, his house is empty on the back of a Montague, and it is missheathed in my daughter's bosom.
Oh me, this sight of a death is as a bell that warms my old age to sepulture.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son, and they're now early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
O thou untaught, what manners is in this, to press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities and know their spring, their head, their true descent, and then I will be general of our vows and lead you to death. Meantime, forbear and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion. Yep.
I am the greatest, able to do least, yet most suspected, as the time and place doth make against me or this direful murder. And here I stand, both to impeach and purge, myself condemned and myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as it is tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tibulet's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new made bridegroom from the city, from whom, and not for Tibulet, Juliet pinned you to remove that sage of grief from her, betrothed, and would have married her perforce to county Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from the second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then gave I her so turred by my art a sleeping potion which so took effect as I intended for it worth on her, the form of death.
Did it cut right there?
Meantime, I write to Romeo that he should either come as this dire night to help to take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone, at the prefixed hour of her walking, came I to take her from her kindred's fault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell till I convincingly could send to Romeo. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her awakening, her untimely lay, the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her come forth, and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage, her nurse is privy, and if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed some hour before this time, unto the rigor of service law.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say in this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and when he post, he came from Mantua in the same place to the same monument. This letter he early bid to give his father, and threatened me with death going to the vault if I departed not and left him there.
Give me the letter. I will look on it. Where is the country's page that raised the watch? Sarah, what made your master in this place?
He came with flowers to stew his lady's grave, and bid me stood aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him, and then I ran away to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's word, the course of love, the tidings of her death, and here he writes that he did buy a potion of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to his vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies, Capulet, Montague? See what a scourge is laid upon our hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love, and I, for winking at our discord, to have lost a brace of kingsmen, all are punished.
O brother Montague, give me thy hand, this is my daughter's jointure, for no more I can demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that whiles Verona by the name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, for sacrifice of our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings, the sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned and some punished, for never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and Romeo.